Alright guys, Revolve Russell here, and firstly I'd like to apologise for my review of Wrestle Kingdom 11 being late. This is it. So Wrestle Kingdom 11 was obviously January 4th, and today's the 6th, so I'm 2 days late. I am sorry for it being late. I watched the whole show on January 4th, about 12 o'clock my time, so it's just about finished when I'd started watching it, and I was looking forward to this show quite a bit, and it was quite a show. Uh, it's unbelievable how you have expectations going into a show, and I had expectations. I thought the four big matches, the IWGP Junior title, the Never Openweight title, the Intercontinental title, and then the main event, Okada and Omega, I thought they'd all be great. And they all were, and I'm going to get into them now. I'm going to get into the card, but such a great show. I've also, I would like to say, started a blog. My first post, well, I've got two posts. My first post is, of course, an introduction. My second post is a review of Wrestle Kingdom 10, a 3,000-word review of Wrestle Kingdom 10. Wrestle Kingdom 11, sorry. Keep forgetting that 10 was last year. Wrestle Kingdom 11, it's a 3,000-word review of Wrestle Kingdom 11. And check it out. It's a fan and a critic .blogspot.com, I think. I'll have to check it out and put the link in the description below. But I mean, you know, I had a lot of fun writing it up, and fucking the show was so amazing. There may be some swearing in this. There was a lot of swearing in my blog. But let's just get into it anyway. First match on the card was the New Japan Rumble. Obviously, this is on the pre-show. I'm not going to go into this in a lot of detail. I do have the numbers that people entered, so I'll tell you that. I'll be nice and tell you that at least. So at number 1, we had the returning Michael Elgin, who returned from a broken orbital bone. At number 2, we had Billy Gunn. At number 3, we had Bone Soldier. 4 was Cheeseburger. 5 was Jushin Thunder Liger. 6 was Kenkiaki. I believe it was Kenkiaki. Kobayashi. So it's Kobayashi. Kobayashi was in, and that was cool. Tiger Mask was number 7. 8 was Manabu Nakanishi. 9 was Ryusuke Taguchi. 10 was Yoshitatsu, who I didn't know joined the Bullet Club. 11 was Yuji Nagata. 12 was Hiroshi Tenzan. 13 was Hiro Sato. And 14 was Scott Norton, who was big as a fucking brick shithouse. It was, wow, Scott Norton looked big. He didn't look very good, but he looked big. In the end, the winner was Michael Elgin. He last eliminated Cheeseburger with the Elgin bomb. I gave the match 2 stars. It was better than a lot of New Japan Rumbles. It was quite entertaining. There was some good comedy moments with Tiger Mask and Liger and everyone just piling up on Kobayashi and stuff like that. And that was all cool. And Sato and Kobayashi got their spots. They had a Fisherman Buster. There was a senton from Saito. And that was all cool. And that's what your New Japan Rumble is. It's supposed to just be a cool thing. It's not supposed to be great wrestling. 2 stars. It's fine. Pre-show match. Whatever. The main card kicks off, and the first match of the show is Tiger the Dark versus Tiger Mask W. Now, this is based on a television show in Japan, an anime called Tiger Mask W, and I started watching it, weirdly. Now, I started watching it, because I thought the premise was interesting. It's a show about a wrestling company and Tiger Mask W trying to avenge his injured friend, and there's cameos in it from Kazuchika Okada, which I marked out for, Togi Makabe, Tomoaki Honma, Yuji Nagata is quite an important character in it, Tomohiro Ishii, I marked out when I saw Ishii. I thought that was very, very cool. But yeah, this matchup between Tiger the Dark, Tiger Mask W. Tiger Mask W is Kota Ibushi, and Tiger the Dark is ACH. So you know that these guys would have a really good matchup if they had, were given the opportunity. And they did. They had a good matchup here. I'd say 2 3/4 stars where I went. Nothing too special. Triangle moonsault from Ibushi. Obviously, ACH did a tope con hero over the top ropes as well. He eventually hit a tombstone, got a 2 count. Ibushi picks him up, German suplex, Tiger suplex, and then hits him with the modified Tiger Bomb, kind of like a last ride Tiger Bomb, which I thought was a very cool finish. It is his finish in the series, I believe. So, yeah, that was fine. 2 3/4 stars. Tiger Mask W wins the matchup. Next up, we had the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles as Roppongi Vice took on the defending champs, the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks came out with like so much gold. They had the PWG Tag titles, the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles, the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles, and then they had their new titles, the Super Kick Party Championship, which I'm a fan of because the Young Bucks are amazing. Roppongi Vice came out. I love Roppongi Vice. I really love Rocky Romero. I think he's such a professional worker. He goes in, he does his job, he gets out. He doesn't do too much. He does exactly what he needs to. And this was a very good matchup. One big spot I didn't like was Trent Beretta, taking a huge senton. So Trent Beretta goes for a tope con hero over the top on both Bucks. They both move. He lands flat on the mats. That spot, I fucking jumped out of my seat. Horrible spot. Never do that again. There's a couple of spots on the show that I hated. That was one of them. Never do that again. This match was very good though. A lot of super kicks from the Young Bucks, obviously. They got a near fall on Rocky over off like 95 super kicks. But in the end, Roppongi Vice would come back. The Bucks would go for more bang for your buck. Rocky would crucifix one of the Jacksons, and Trent would somehow get the other Jackson, and Rocky pinned, I believe it was probably Matt. Rocky pinned Matt. Roppongi Vice are the new IWGP Junior Tag Team titles. These belts swap so often that they're not worth anything to me. They just swap too much. But Roppongi Vice are the new champs, and they are very, very good workers. So 3.5 stars. I went for that matchup. Very, very good match. We moved on and had I believe it was the Never Openweight 6-man tag title gauntlet, 4-team gauntlet. I believe it was the Never Openweight 6-man tag team titles, 4-team gauntlet. The first teams in were Chaos and Bullet Club, and we were told that basically these teams would have to win 3 matches in order to win the belt. So Chaos was being represented by Jado, Will Ospreay, who was fucking awesome, and Yoshihashi, who was really, really good. And Yoshihashi could have a good year this year. Bullet Club is being represented by Yujihiro Takahashi with his lovelies, obviously. Bad Luck Fale and Hangman Page, who I think has improved quite a lot this year. Very good little matchup here between these guys in the end. Good back and forth. Ospreay was in. Ospreay was great. I guess I thought Jado was quite good for the time he got on there as well. And Yoshihashi really has quite support from the crowd, so he's quite good as well. In the end, at the end of that part, Yujihiro would hit a snap DDT on Jado and pin him. Then the next team would be Los Ingobernables de Japón, represented by Sanada, Evil, and Bushi. They came out and their entrance was awesome. I love LIJ. I love Sanada. I think he's so underrated. This was a very short match. Basically, LIJ put a chair on Yujihiro's head, smacked him in the head with another chair, and then Sanada locked Yujihiro in the skull end and made him tap out. I love the skull end, one of my favourite submissions in wrestling at the moment. So the final match would be LIJ against the Never Openweight 6-man tag champs, Satoshi Kojima, Ricochet, and David Finlay. Very good stuff here. Some fantastic double team work from Ricochet and Finlay as they hit like an AA lumbar check. Such good stuff. Kojima is also such a professional worker. So good in there. Great chops and all that stuff. And Evil sold chops like shit, to be fair, but Kojima's great, so it's at least somewhat believable. In the end of this one, after taking everything, it ended up being Kojima and Evil. Evil hit him with a big... Oh, no, sorry. Kojima was fighting back. Evil took the ref. Bushi sprayed the mist in the eyes of Kojima, sorry. And then Evil hit him with the reverse AA Spinebuster and then the STO 1, 2, 3. Sanada, Bushi, and Evil of the Los Ingobernables de Japón are the new Never Openweight 6-man tag team champions. I heard they lost them at New Year's Dash. I can't remember who to. I believe it was Tanahashi and someone else. So, kind of pointless. I really like LIJ. I thought this could have been their year, but apparently not. But 3.5 stars. Very good match. I'm not rating the singles matches. I'm rating them as a unit. Very good stuff. I did put the best part to me was the end bit with LIJ and Kojima, Ricochet, and Finlay. Very good stuff there. 3.5 stars. Best match. I think I preferred the junior match actually to that one. Then we had Juice Robinson against Cody. Cody's debut. Cody is fucking great music. It's done by Downstate, of course. It's fucking great. Juice Robinson, And this is the best I've ever seen. Like, I thought this was genuinely quite shocking how good Juice Robinson was here. He had the crowd. He sold his knee really well. Okay, firstly, cool spot from Cody. Cody went to do a double jump over the top rope, double springboard onto Juice. Juice caught him on the floor, belly to belly on the floor. Awesome spot there. But then Cody's against the barricade and Juice gives him a cannonball and hits his tailbone on the barricade on the top of it. And I just said, oh, I hate that spot. Hated that spot as well. Juice's spine should have been solved. Not his knee, his spine. Because, ouch. I mean, he looked fine, but to me, it was just a dangerous spot. You know, I remember AJ Styles once taking a powerbomb onto the edge of a barricade. And just thinking, what are you doing that for? And this, to me, Juice, you didn't need to do that cannonball. It was a cool spot, but you didn't need to do it. Speaking of cool spots, but yeah, Juice ended up selling his knee for a lot of the matchup. Cody worked on it, mocked him. Cody, of course, is part of the Bullet Club. And, you know, in the end, it was very, very good. Good back and forth. In the end, Juice went for the kill switch. Cody did hit a disaster kick on the apron. Well, sort of hit a disaster kick on the apron. But in the end, Juice went for the kill switch. Cody countered, crossroads, 1, 2, 3. Cody gets the win for Bullet Club. And in his debut match. Good matchup. I gave it 3 stars. Quite happy with what I had here. Moving on with the Ring of Honor World title matchup is Adam Cole Baby. Forgot to say. Adam Cole Baby took on the Ring of Honor World Champion Kyle O'Reilly. Now, O'Reilly didn't re-sign with Ring of Honor. So my thought was he was going to lose the belt. He lost the belt. And yeah. This was a pretty good match. I'll be fair, it seemed like they skipped a lot of, like, this seemed like a 20-minute matchup without the first 10 minutes. So they basically did 5 minutes, and then they had near falls for the rest of the 5 minutes. So Cole hit a last shot in about 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, this is not going very long. And it didn't, it went about 10 minutes. It was still a pretty good matchup. Like, O'Reilly was great, he showed intensity. O'Reilly is such a good professional wrestler. Like, he's such a believable professional wrestler. He sells body parts better than a lot of people. Like, Sami Zayn's a phenomenal seller, so's Kota Ibushi, and so's Ziggler, but Kyle O'Reilly can sell a specific body part so well. So he sold the injured shoulder, and he was getting pump kicked in it, and he kept selling it, and he couldn't use it. He used the other arm, and that's why he's so great at selling. In the end, a series of last shots. I think it was 2 last shots. Then a trifecta of 4 super kicks. Then another last shot. Adam Cole is the first 3-time Ring of Honor World Champion. Pretty good little matchup here. I gave it 3.25 stars. Good stuff from these guys. It looks like Kyle O'Reilly's gone. I imagine he's not off the TNA. So there's only one place he can go, and that's WWE. And the Rumble's coming up. Who knows? Kyle O'Reilly, I don't know if the fans will know him. Like, he's not like AJ Styles, he's not world known, but he's a great wrestler. So I would love Kyle O'Reilly to be in the WWE. If you noticed, I'm sitting on the floor because the cabinet my brother has bought for his room is small. And the chair here, look, is bigger than the cabinet. Just to let you know. This isn't me, this isn't like the room getting taller. But yeah, 3.25 stars, pretty good little match there. Then we had the IWGP Tag Title matchup. It was a 3-team match. GBH, Tomoaki Honma, and Togi Makabe against the Gorillas of Destiny, Tongaroa, and Tama Tonga. I'm going to tell you about Tangaroa in a minute. Against Ishii and Toru Yano of Chaos. Tongaroa swore so fucking much in this match. Like, motherfucker, shit, fuck you. All of this stuff was coming out of Tangaroa's mouth. And it was just, it made me laugh. And it made Kevin Kelly laugh to the point where he had to turn the mic off. And it was great. It made me laugh so much. This was a very good matchup. Great pace. Great intensity. Ishii, oh, those forearms from Ishii are amazing. Ishii is one of the most underrated wrestlers on this planet. Easily. He is so technically sound. He has a different style. His stiff style is just so unique. And good back and forth. A lot of great near falls. And the Gorillas obviously hit Guerrilla Warfare at one point. They went for the Magic Killer. Togi Makabe and Honma. There was Kokeshis. There wasn't ever a King Kong knee drop though. Ishii never got to hit a brainbuster, but stiff lariat, sliding D's, all that stuff. In the end, Toriano, double low blow to the Gorillas of Destiny. Ishii, double stiff clotheslines. Toriano, Schoolboy, Tamatonga. 1, 2, 3. Chaos members Ishii, Tomohiro Ishii, and Toriano take the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. And that means that Chaos own the Junior Tag titles and the Heavyweight Tag titles, which was an interesting thing that Steve Corino and Kevin Kelly decided to bring to our attention. Very good little matchup, 3.5 stars. Good stuff there. And now we get into the 4 big ones. At this point in the show, you're probably thinking, a good show, but nothing's great. Nothing's 4 stars, and I haven't given anything 4 stars. So, no, nothing's really great. After this match, it all gets great. IWGP Junior Championship. Hiromu Takahashi, formerly Kamatachi, against Kushida. I love Kushida so much. Kushida is the best wrestler in the world at picking a specific body part apart. Yeah. He takes the arms, he kicks them, he drives them into the mat, he slams them into everything. Kushida is so technically sound and psychologically sound. He knows exactly what he's doing when he takes apart a body part. There was a very, very sick sunset bomb spot on the outside where Kushida was standing on the apron. Hiromu jumped over him and did a sunset bomb, and Kushida's head just hit the mat. Like, it was horrible. But it looked sick, but it was, again, kind of like, it's a bit risky. There was some great stuff here. Takahashi is such a charismatic guy. Just the facial expressions, the movements, the certain gestures he makes, and his moves. He's got a great moveset. In the end, Takahashi went for a victory roll off the top rope. That hit that 2 count. He then picked Kushida up, slammed him into the turnbuckle, and then hit the time bomb for the 1, 2, 3. There was a lot of hoverboard lock attempts from Kushida, but he can never truly... Well, he locked it in at one point, and actually Takahashi did get to the ropes. He also did an awesome handspring Pele at one point, handspring elbow, and actually one of my favourite spots was Takahashi tried to jump him off the apron, and Kushida caught him in an armbar, which was just a great spot. But in the end, Takahashi is the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, meaning that another member of the LIJ would be leaving with a title. 4.5 stars. Takahashi wins with a time bomb. 4.5 stars. Awesome match. Awesome. My 3rd favourite match of the show, I'd say. Oh, I don't know if I preferred this to the next match. Because the next match, and I will say now, I love both of these guys. Never open weight. Oh, I need to change the page. It was the Never Openweight Championship. Hiroki Goto against Katsuyori Shibata. This was stiff as fuck. All these men beat the shit out of each other. It was violent. It wasn't bloody because it didn't need to be. Like, the violence is these stiff shots. Violence isn't just blood everywhere, weapons and chairs. This is real violence. This is believable wrestling violence. Every time there was you believed that this was intense and powerful, and Goto fought Shibata and he won the wrestling battle, but then Shibata started to come back with his kicks. But as Goto got more confident going into the match, he started kicking Shibata, but Shibata just sits down and is like, come on mate. So Goto's kicking him in the chest and kicking him in the chest, and Shibata's just taking it and taking it and taking it, and then he catches him with a suplex, catches him with a German suplex for a 2 count. Both men tug each other down. There was a PK from Shibata, but he couldn't get the pin, and I was losing my shit at this point. Goto somehow got up, headbutts Shibata, gives him a Shouten, 1-2, kick out by Shibata, gives him a GTR, the back of the head, with the back of the head, knocking the face first onto the knee of Goto, then gives him a normal GTR, 1, 2, 3. Hiroki Goto wins the big one. And that was the story. The story was Goto never won the big one. He's a former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, but he's never won the big one. And this was him finally winning the big one. And it was awesome. And I love Goto. I love Shibata. This was an awesome wrestling matchup. 4.5 stars again. Awesome stuff. Goto's great. Goto is so good. So Shibata, awesome stuff. 4.5 stars there. Second match from the end of the card, and we have the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Tetsuya Naito of LIJ against Hiroshi Tanahashi. Tanahashi had new music. It's not a patch on his old music. His old music is iconic at this point. But these guys, did you really think Hiroshi Tanahashi and Tetsuya Naito would not have a great match? This was an awesome professional wrestling match. I think what I said in my review on my blog was this was probably the best wrestling match. Like, this one was a wrestling match, whereas the main event was a spectacle, the other match was a fight, the other one was a technical match. This was like a story-driven wrestling match. And it was all about Tanahashi. He hadn't had a great 2016. Now, he had great matches in 2016, but he hadn't had a great 2016. He lost to Omega, he lost to Okada. And then he got injured, obviously. So he felt like he'd kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit. And Tetsuya Naito was the MVP of 2016. He was IWGP champion, New Japan Cup winner. This guy, Intercontinental champion. He came, second in the G1 Climax. So this guy had an amazing 2016. So it was Tanahashi trying to turn his 2017 and have a great start to his year. And both men, and this is amazing stuff, they both worked on each other's leg. So Tanahashi's leg would eventually be compromised, and he got caught in a turnbuckle, and he got a big drop kick from Naito, and Tanahashi's leg was injured. And Naito went in with an injured knee, but Tanahashi worked on the other knee. So in the end, both men, in one of the most insane spots of the show, and basically what happens is normally the spots are both men are just forearming each other. And that's what happens in a lot of matches. Zayn Nakamura did it, Ishii and Shibata did it at Wrestle Kingdom 10. That happens in a lot of matches, they just go for forearms. These two men didn't. They were kicking each other in the legs, so they were kicking each other and stomping each other's legs. And in the end, a big double dropkick from Naito won that battle. But it was creative, and it played into the story and the psychology of the match. And that's what I loved about this one so much. There was a high fly flow on the outside from Tanahashi. There was a sling blade on the apron. There was a double sling blade which got a kick out. Naito hit Destino, went for another Destino, which Tanahashi countered for a 2 count. In the end, Tanahashi, high fly flow to Naito in the ring, went for high fly flow to the front. Naito got the knees up, gave him an enziguri in the corner, Destino from the top rope, which was cool. 1, 2, kick out by Tanahashi, Destino again, 1, 2, 3. Tetsuya Naito retains the IWGP Intercontinental title, meaning that every member of Los Ingobernables de Japón left Wrestle Kingdom 11 with a title. This was a fucking fantastic match. 4 3/4 stars. This was so good. And this would have been match on the night on every WWE pay-per-view last year. This would have been match of the night on so many pay-per-views. This was such a good wrestling match. And just thinking about it, it was so awesome. And just when you think that the show cannot get any better, main event, IWGP Heavyweight Championship, the cleaner Kenny Omega against the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. I want to say something. Kazuchika Okada was my favourite wrestler in the world going in to this match. After watching this match, he is very much still my favourite wrestler in the world. This match, okay, so obviously online, everyone's talking about this match. Everyone said, oh, it's one of the best matches ever. This put Undertaker Michaels to shame. This is one of the best matches in wrestling history. This is one of the best matches in this industry ever. Unbelievable, yeah? What do I think? I think that, exactly, this is one of the very best professional wrestling matches I will ever watch. Not even that I've ever seen, I will ever watch. Stunned. Like, these two men had a 46-minute match, and it never dragged. I've watched this show twice. This match never drags. I have a couple of issues with this matchup. One, the back body drop spot through the table on the outside was dangerous as fuck. I mean, it worked, it looked beautiful, but it was very dangerous. The other dangerous spot was that dragon suplex off the top. And when I went up to do that dragon suplex off the spot, I knew they were going to do it. And I said, oh my god, Okada is going to die. Okada got dropped on his head and kicked out at 2. Oh, crazy spot. I didn't like it. but it was an amazing spot. If you take that spot out of the match, it's Dave Meltzer. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Dave Meltzer gave this match 6 stars. That means it's the highest rated match on Pro Fight Club. I mean, it deserves it, but like he said, if you take that Dragon Suplex spot out, it's still an amazing match. It's still one of the best matches ever, and I agree. It's still one of the best matches ever if you take out that Dragon Suplex spot. So these two men, I haven't even mentioned anything that happened in the match. I'm just gonna say there was chaos, and Omega was great here. Triangle moonsault over the barricade to Okada, and Okada was just I guess the end. I can't think what to say. It was a special match. Okay, I'm just going to talk about the end. Go and watch this match. It's probably on YouTube. I watched it on WatchWrestling.com. Go and watch this match. I'm just going to talk about the end segment. Okada hit Rainmaker after Rainmaker after Rainmaker, but he couldn't put Omega away. And Omega kept coming back. V-trigger, 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 V-trigger. Okada kicked out, Okada kicked out, Okada kicked out. And Omega couldn't put Okada away. And it was amazing stuff. He kept going for the one-winged angel, but could never get it. And that is why they need a rematch. He can never get that one-winged angel. Okada counted into a tombstone, counted into a tombstone, counted into a tombstone. And finally, near the end, Okada counters the one-winged angel one more time, hits him with a leaping tombstone pile driver, and hits him with another Rainmaker, probably about the 4th or 5th. 1, 2, 3. After 46 minutes of the most fucking amazing wrestling match I've ever seen in my entire life, Kazuchika Okada retains the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. I was a fan of everything in this. This match was a story. It had incredible wrestling. It was an incredible fight. This had everything you wanted in a professional wrestling match. This blows away any WWE match of the past 15 or so years. This was unbelievable. Now, I'm not going to do what Dave Meltzer did and give it 6 stars. But what I am going to do is give it 5. And just say, best match I've ever reviewed on my channel by leaps and bounds. Tanahashi and Okada was amazing last year, and that match is 5 stars. I gave it 4 3/4. It's 5 stars. Don't be daft. This match was better, and this match was unbelievable. So that was Wrestle Kingdom 10. In the end, 6 new champions and 2 retained, and just 4 amazing main events. So, what do I rate the show? It's hard to say, because I can't say it's a 10 out of 10 show, really. Because, you know, the first half was good, but nothing was great. Until the main events, until those 4 big matches came on. But what I can do is give it a 9.5. And just say, go and watch it. Go, if you haven't got time, watch from Takahashi Kushida to Okada Omega. Just watch all that stuff. Because you won't regret it. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Raw Wrestle. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Tell me your thoughts. What did you think of Wrestle Kingdom 11? Which was your favourite match? Do you think Okada Omega was the masterpiece that everybody else seems to think? Do you think it, I mean, I think it was too. Did you think Naito and Tanahashi was this fantastic match? What did you think to Shibata and Goto? What did you think to Takahashi and Hiruma Hiruma, Takahashi and Kushida? Do you think there's a great match in the undercard that I missed, or maybe just didn't rate high enough? Thanks for watching. This has been Raw Wrestle. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Please check out my blog. I'll post a link in the description below. Wrestle Kingdom 11 was amazing, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. But thanks for watching, guys, and what a show.